Acting is a very safe profession, right? Well, while it may be thought of as pretty people playing pretend, it turns out some movies can actually put their stars in a great deal of danger. For this list, we are taking a look at some films where the actors ended up in pretty dicey situations. Enjoy this video and be sure to subscribe to ScreenRant for more awesome stuff every day. Before we start, can you name this movie from these emojis? Hang on to your answer and stay tuned for more fun movie trivia throughout the video. Here are 10 popular movies that put actors in danger. Now You See Me. The best magic tricks happen when the magician can fool the audience into thinking there is actual danger going on. Unfortunately, the crew behind Now You See Me needed no tricks as they actually put their actress, Isla Fisher, in serious danger while she was performing the underwater escape trick. The actress nearly drowned filming the stunt after getting caught up in her submerged chains. The big problem was that the script also called for Fisher's character to pretend like she was struggling, so it took quite a while for anyone to realize the actress was in real danger. Luckily, Fisher was able to untangle herself from the chains and escape before things got dicey.
And I thought you didn't believe in magic.
This was a very dangerous moment, and we can understand why her character had to be recast for the sequel.
But do you see that? Fire is catching. And if we burn, you burn with us.
The Hunger Games. The plot of the Hunger Games franchise is one of the most violent and dangerous stories of all time, so it sort of makes sense that the production of the films would end up being rather dangerous too. Leading lady Jennifer Lawrence did a lot of her own stunts, which resulted in numerous scrapes and bruises. Much worse than that, though, was when the cast had to swim in some very cold and dirty waters for the second movie. Several cast members ended up with hard bumps and ear infections, and Lawrence even suffered a broken eardrum. The most dangerous moment of all came while filming the third movie. In a scene where Lawrence needed to escape a burning tunnel, a fog machine busted and the actress ended up inhaling tons of smoke and passing out. Luckily, she ended up being fine, but we won't be surprised if Lawrence sticks to safer roles going forward. Lawrence, while still young, has already racked up quite a bit of success. Do you know how many times she's been nominated for an Academy Award? Is it 3, 4, or 5? Hold on to your answer until the end of the video.
The Munchkins call me because a new witch has just dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. And there's the house, and that's all that's left of the Wicked Witch of the East.
The Wizard of Oz. The 1939 classic The Wizard of Oz is still considered one of the greatest movies ever made. Hopefully, this long-lasting recognition has helped to offset the truly dangerous working conditions the actors had to go through to make this movie. We get it. It was the 30s and effects weren't as advanced as they are today, but it's pretty scary to hear about how troubled the production really was. The worst part was the makeup that ended up being so toxic that it burned the faces of many of the actors, including the Wicked Witch of the West. If this happened today, it would certainly cause an enormous legal scandal, as actors' looks are some of the most heavily insured commodities around. Inglorious Basterds. Quentin Tarantino is a wild man, and his movies reflect his personality as they often feature some crazy characters and action sequences.
This is what you get for f***ing well, Yakuzas! Go home to your mother!
Inglorious Basterds is undoubtedly one of his best, but it also happens to be one of his most dangerous films. The climax of the movie comes when Shoshana plans to burn down a theater playing Nazi propaganda film, killing all of the high-ranking Nazis inside. To film this scene, Tarantino actually lit an enormous movie screen on fire, but as you can imagine, things got pretty out of hand. The flames began to rage out of control, coming close to burning the cast and crew, but Tarantino couldn't call cut as they only had one chance at getting the scene right. This moment was cinematically brilliant, but we have to wonder if some of the nearly barbecued actors wish it had been done in post-production.
Corretto.
Mad Max Fury Road. The practical effects from 2015's Mad Max Fury Road have been praised as being some of the best of all time, but that acclaim didn't come without a cost, as director George Miller put his cast and crew through some of the most dangerous conditions of all time in order to create this masterpiece. First of all, the movie was filmed in the African desert, where just standing outside in 150-degree heat could kill someone. On top of that, the region was well known for violence, with Africa's various civil wars making the shoot even more risky. The action itself was also very dangerous and stars Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron both suffered nearly fatal falls from the action. The movie did turn out amazing, and it was probably all worth it, but we wonder if a better title for the film might have been Mad George Scary Shoot. We've already told you that this movie was filmed in Africa, but do you know where the original Mad Max films were shot? Hang on to your answer until the end of the video to see how well you know your movies. The Expendables 3. At this point, you could probably consider Jason Statham more of a stuntman with dialogue than an actual actor. Statham's brand is synonymous with action and danger, and it's no surprise that he keeps popping up in movies like The Expendables, Mechanic, and Furious 7. While filming the third Expendables, Statham got into some pretty hot water when he nearly drowned in the Black Sea after he crashed the truck into the water and was trapped inside. Luckily, the crew was able to pull him out, and Statham didn't miss a beat, continuing shooting all of his action scenes.
Holy you wouldn't believe what this guy was capable to do. Unbelievable.
Jason Statham is one tough guy that we definitely don't ever want to fight.
I must break you.
Sylvester Stallone, Rocky IV. Sylvester Stallone is one tough-looking dude, so it's no surprise that while filming Rocky IV, he actually requested Dolph Lundgren, aka Ivan Drago, to really try to knock his character out. Unfortunately, Stallone isn't actually Rocky, so after Lundgren landed a few serious blows, Stallone had to call cut to avoid any more serious injuries. As it turns out, Sly had put himself in some pretty serious danger after all, and he needed to be rushed to the hospital as his blood pressure was spiking to nearly fatal levels. There's a reason it's called acting, and Stallone definitely learned his lesson that day. The Bourne Supremacy. Lately, the most dangerous thing that Matt Damon can do is go anywhere near Jimmy Kimmel, as the talk show host will undoubtedly roast him. However, it's not that long ago that Damon was one of the most daring action stars working in Hollywood. While filming The Bourne Supremacy, Damon performed all of his own stunts, including some pretty daring underwater drowning scenes that he was reportedly terrified of doing. The most dangerous scene from the shoot was of him smashing another cars together under tunnel underwater. Yikes.
Nikki, how was it in there?
It was not good.
The Bling Ring. Directed by Sofia Coppola, 2013's The Bling Ring is probably one of the most dangerously average movies we've seen in a while. There's not much that is memorable from the film, but we have to think that Emma Watson won't soon forget making the flick, as she got pretty hurt during the process. Apparently, while filming a scene at a nightclub, one of the extras stepped on Watson's toe with her stiletto heel. Watson stayed in character and kept on dancing, but when they took a break and the actress looked down, her foot was bleeding profusely. Luckily, foot injuries are rarely life-threatening, and we're guessing it was the clumsy extra who probably felt like dying in that moment. Emma Watson stars in the new live-action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast, but do you know what movie she passed up to play the role of Belle? Here's a hint, it won some Oscars this year. The Fifth Wave, Chloe Grace Moretz. For an actress who is only just 20 years young, Chloe Grace Moretz has already done an impressive amount of work. Moretz has unfortunately already suffered a pretty bad onset injury, and while you may think it came while filming Kick-Ass, Chloe actually got hurt on the set of The Fifth Wave. While filming the movie, the then 17-year-old actress suffered a knee injury that forced her to wear a brace and walk with crutches. This slowed down the production big time, but luckily the actress was able to recover rather quickly and was able to finish shooting the movie.
Voila.
That brings us to the end of our list, which means it's time to answer those trivia questions. Jennifer Lawrence has 4 Academy Awards nominations. The original Mad Max movies were shot in Australia, and Emma Watson passed on La La Land to star in Beauty and the Beast. Make sure you leave us a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more fun videos every day of the week.